so cheesy. Excuse me, but I love it. I've mixed. I don't know. I'm so nervous.
No, tell me.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I've been coming on the show for years, and I really have to confess this. I love you so much. I get really nervous around you. Now that I've said it out loud, and they know, I feel like I can just take a deep breath, and everything's gonna be fine.
Aw, you're so sweet. Okay, I'm so glad you said that.
Okay, I have been sitting on that one for like 8 years. Okay, I get
Let me, if I sit on your lap, would you?
This is so much better. Thank you so much. Yes, I do a lot more comfortable this way. Okay, so we got swine flu and we got tattoos. Yeah. And they fit together. No, don't go.
No, I have to go. Too heavy to sit on your lap.
But that's not true. So, okay, so the idea is that they fit together and they form the same, but individually we're already whole, but then together we're something else that's even better.
That's beautiful. That's so sweet. Now, you got married how long ago? Right after the Oscars?
Yeah, like 2 years ago. 2 years and 2 months ago.
So you talk about, I really love the article, and you talk in here about, for whatever reason, and it's a small group, trust me, it's a small group, but they're loud, because I went through this, and voices that don't like you and say mean things really stick with you. So for some reason, more than voices that say, you're great. So when that was going on after the Oscars, which you should have been celebrating, you won an Oscar, and then all of a sudden, explain it how, because you accidentally Googled something, and then this is what you found.
Yeah, and thank you for all the kind things you said in the asking of that question. Yeah, I'd gotten out of the habit of Googling myself because that's just a bad idea to ever do that. And I was trying to come up with my friends and I had an idea for Funny or Die, and we wanted to like do something on celebrity pregnancy rumors. So we just Googled pregnancy rumors, and then the story came up. And
what was the story?
The story, the title of it was "Why Does Everybody Hate Anne Hathaway?"
So I think, and I know
it's really okay.
No.
It has a happy ending.
I know.
Life continues.
Yes, but I know what that feels like, and I think when people write things like that or say things like that, it is cyberbullying. And so, how did you deal with all that?
Well, I listened at first, and that I couldn't help it. You know, you try to shut it off, and I couldn't, and then I realized why I couldn't was I hadn't learned to love myself yet. I hadn't gotten there. And if you don't love yourself when someone else says horrible things to you, part of you's always going to believe them.
Yep.
And so then it was like, okay, I don't want to believe these people. I don't want to agree with them on any level. I want to, and I would figure out who I am. I want to learn who I am, and I don't want to feel like I'm fragile every time I leave the house because I'm so dependent on what other people think about me. So I just took a step back, and as Matthew would say, Matthew McConaughey, my co-star in the intro, would say, I just kept living. And it's been a really cool journey. And I feel like I've arrived in a place where, maybe not every minute of every day, but way more than I used to. I have a tremendous amount of love and compassion for everyone else. And best of all, I have it for myself, which I've never enjoyed before.
There's a great phrase that what you think of me is none of my business.
That is, yes.
And you have to just, and there's nothing wrong with being fragile. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think I'm fragile. I'm extremely sensitive. I cry easily. I'm also a very strong woman, and I also believe in myself. But, people get their feelings hurt. But you can have all those things. You can be fragile. You can be sensitive. You can be strong. And, but I think it's hurtful. And people need to know there are other people on the other side of those things. All right, we'll get a break.